Habari yenu? Nzuri.
Steve, you have new members.
Yes, a lot of them.
Yeah. You can do an introduction.
Maybe after the first one.
Okay. Sawa. So we want to make a small brief statement that will be available in hard copy, but for the interest of the camera, you will allow me to read. It is with much delight that I today embark on a dedicated 5-year journey of serving the great people of Nakuru as their governor. I am conscious that the resounding victory that the voters accorded us in the recent election also comes with high expectations and hope. They see a new opportunity to positively change the current state of affairs, characterized by poor service delivery, at the heart of which are matters such as corruption and other issues. In voting for change, Nakuru residents now wait for motorable roads, a working health sector, adequate clean water, prompt relevant agricultural services, well-equipped ECD centers, and many others. Consequently, in the first draft of measures, my office wishes to make the following communication. One is with respect to the sub-county administrators, that all officers employed as sub-county administrators, deputy sub-county administrators, and ward administrators proceed on compulsory leave with immediate effect. This will allow for their evaluation in a process that will look into their skills, suitability, and possible re-engagement. They will be required to hand over to the county secretary with immediate effect. Secondly is with respect to the Public Service Board, and I wish to put the Public Service Board on notice that in the past, recruitment has been riddled with bribery claims, exploitation, and oftentimes that has dented the image of our county. As we engage on this very critical process where we shall be recruiting members of the public to occupy different positions, I want the Public Service Board to be aware that they are on surveillance, and any job or any Kenyan who will eventually work in this county must work because they are qualified, not because they can pay. So the remaining members of the Public Service Board, together with the chairperson, I've had a private communication with them, and I also want to make it public that even members of the public who may end up giving money in the process of seeking jobs here will equally be in trouble. Third is with regard to the health sector. You will recall that during the inauguration, we cited some of the challenges we have in the health sector, and we also said that we plan to come up with a task force that will help us to look into the challenges that are affecting the health sector, and in particular, how we can be able to improve the health sector and restore confidence. In this regard, we will be appointing Professor Tuitowek, who is the immediate Vice Chancellor of Egerton University, to head a 6-man and woman team that will have 30 days to visit all our health institutions, talk to the various unions, to the pharmacists, to the nurses, and ensure that they come up with a comprehensive roadmap towards the recovery of health sector in our county. And they will be starting work from the 1st of September, which is this Friday. The other area is in finance and procurement. Due to reported prevailing corruption in the key departments, we also wish to make significant changes in this area. You are also aware that revenues have gone down by over $1 billion in the last financial year. And that, in essence, cripples many of the activities that are planned in this county. So we will be making serious changes in this area. And lastly, allow me to say that we also wish to make changes in the following offices. One is the office of the county secretary, and we will be sending the current county secretary, Mr. Joseph Mutari, who is on here on secondment, to go on compulsory leave as we await for him to be returned to the national government where he came from. We also have the Director of Finance, Mr. Wilson Mongai, who will be proceeding on compulsory leave. Director of Procurement, Mr. Eliza Garari. Head of Enforcement, Mr. Joseph Kiara. Deputy Head of Enforcement, Mr. Charles Nyanaro. And Head of Accounts, Mr. Dan Odundo. On the same breath, I also wish to say that to introduce Mr. Njoroge, who comes from the national government. We have requested the national government to be able to give us an officer who can take up the office of the county secretary with immediate effect. And he has been the DC equivalent in the national government, working in Changamwe, Mombasa. He will be joining us with immediate effect in an acting capacity as a county secretary in Nakuru. Lastly, for the many employees of the county